Madden cards were originally introduced in Madden 2001, and it was last seen in certain versions of Madden 09. For this video, I'm going to be showing off the Madden 2003 version of them, but they work the same. The only difference is that some of the things you unlock in this game, you can't unlock in other games. Anyway, the cards themselves can be obtained by earning Madden tokens, which you could get by just playing the game. There's different objectives and stuff you can do throughout the games to earn them, like throw a 30-yard pass or get a certain amount of tackles, rush for a certain amount of yards. Now you see, this is where game facts come into clutch, because this is where I learned that you can obliterate an entire team's kneecaps and just turn down all their speed to 0. Boost whatever teams you want to use QB 1 and 2 to 99 speed, acceleration, break tackle, all that. Get in the 2-minute drill, call Hail Mary, run for the touchdown, and do a fake field goal run. Then you just repeat that over and over and over again, and then you get like 500 to 600 tokens per attempt. Please make sure you select your profile before you start the game, because I done did this a couple times for no reason. I got no tokens. You only get the tokens if your profile is equipped. But once you got some tokens, through whatever means you choose to earn them, you go to the card book and you rip packs. Now the reason why you want to do really any of this is because the cards themselves unlock different things and completely change the gameplay in unique ways. There's 328 cards in the game in total, and they can be separated into the following categories: player boost, secret players, cheats, stadiums, teams, and crowd cards. Player boost cards come in bronze, silver, and gold, with each one raising the player's ratings by 25% when they're used in the game. Bronze makes the ratings boost last for one play, silver make them last for a quarter, and gold make them last for an entire half. Once you use one of the cards, it's gone. It's over. You gotta rip packs again and get it back. There's only 150 player cards like this, so they're only reserved for a select amount of players, of course, but a 25% ratings boost to all stats is always gonna be helpful, especially for anybody around like the 80 speed range, because a 25% boost should theoretically make them have 99 speed. Secret player cards are the ones that you can both pull and earn through Madden drills. There's about 50 legends you can get, with 5 extra players being Andrew WK and 4 members from a band called Good Charlotte. In terms of the legends though, most of them you can just pull in packs, but 8 of them are locked behind the minicamp drills, and a few of them are locked behind memory card data. So for example, to get Mike Ditka, you gotta have memory card data from another EA Sports football game. But from some guys I found, it apparently has to be NCAA football 2003. It will not work with anything else. Why it wouldn't just say that game specifically, I do not know. This is a thing for every category of cards I'm gonna talk about. There's just mad cards locked behind you needed save data from that game or NASCAR Thunder 2003. Otherwise, you can't unlock all the cards in the game. But back to the minicamp drills, you gotta get gold in the all Madden version of said drill to unlock a player. So to get Barry Sanders, you gotta get gold on the all Madden ground attack mini drill, which before I show what's going on in that drill, understand that there's a rookie, pro, and all pro version of each drill, with each one getting harder and harder. For the all Madden ground attack drill, it's 2 on 4. I attempted this drill for an hour straight. I could not figure out how to complete it. They had me scavenging through the depths of random 2003 forum posts trying to get tips. I was watching old YouTube videos of dudes just smoking this. From what I can gather, the strat is to constantly cut back and try to get the defender stuck on like the little blockers. I ain't got the stick skills for that. It feel like you gotta have Prom, Le'Veon Bell levels of patience and reads. The best I got is silver. But I did unlock Deion Sanders by getting gold on the all Madden SWAT drills, which you can also get hold there too, in case you were wondering. Problem here is that you have to run to all of these dummies, swatting passes or going for picks. But depending on the order that the CPU decides to throw in, it's impossible to reach certain targets in time for a pick, or to even swat it down. So to get a good run at this, you're gonna need some luck, because the more passes you defend or intercept in a row, a multiplier gets added. So you need a good string of targets you can reach in time. Long story short, this took me an hour, but I did it. Me being buns aside, once you get one of these unlockable player cards, you flip it over, play it, and that player gets added as a free agent. Moving on to the cheat cards, they serve as a way for you to put your opponent in various genjutsus. I mean, you were just trying to actively ruin the other team's day with these cards. So let's say you want to turn 03 Vic into 04 Vic. You first want to use this player card to boost his stats. You want to use Human Plow to increase broken tackles by 75%. And now your run game with Vic is something serious. He has the power of infinity. Do you see this? The higher stats combined with Human Plow literally makes it so that they can't even get into a tackling animation with this man. But really, anybody you run the ball with thanks to Human Plow can become Prom Barry Sanders. Now if you start fumbling, it's cool. Just use the mistake-free card to make it so you can't fumble or throw a pick. How about if you want to make the Vikings passing game as unethical as possible? Play a Randy Moss card with the bomb to have unlimited passing range, mistake-free again, toast for a higher chance to burn the DB, pocket protectors for better blocking, and hands of glue for better catching. Is this doing too much? Absolutely, but it's for the love of the game. Now that's just a few cards you can use together to make certain players overpowered. I ain't even get into using the 5th down, narrow field goals, drills, unlimited timeouts, hands with stone which completely cooks your opponent catching, the card that awards you points depending on how badly your players are injured. Some of them even work against you, like Mr. Mobility, where you can't get sacked for a certain amount of time. Now I forgot I played this card one time when I was playing with the Rams and ended up getting stuck with Kurt Warner and his -7 speed fighting for my life. He is actively getting jumped. Do you see this? And it's not like I can really run because it's Kurt Warner. And then on top of that, there was times where I literally just couldn't do anything. I couldn't throw it, I couldn't run out of it. And then I went through all of this just to get a holding penalty. But yeah, the more cards you play, the more you got to keep track of them, which is why it's always nice to have the gold cards because they last the longest and have the strongest effects on the game. Only thing is, they hard as hell to pull, which might be a good or bad thing depending on how you look at it. And some of them you can only unlock by getting gold on all pro minicamp drills like the Human Plow. So if you want multiple cards like that, you got to lock in and keep going for gold. Or you go for a bronze version of a certain cheat card by just playing the rookie version of the drill and getting gold on it. And if you want the silver one, you play the pro one, get a gold trophy. It's up to you. The stadium cards though are straightforward. You just pull them and they automatically unlock whatever stadium it is. You can get different stadiums for the Super Bowl, the Pro Bowl, some of the fantasy teams, stuff like that. The team cards are how you unlock historic, all Madden, and fantasy teams. Now the historic teams don't have any player names, even if they have a historic player card in the game. But the all Madden teams are different. These teams are just whatever John Madden's favorite players were for that year. And the teams actually do include some of the likenesses for the players. Now some of the all Madden teams have way more official players than others, but there's a version of the team to play as from 1984 all the way up until 2001. Going from there, you have the fantasy teams, which they look as crazy as you thought they would. I'm not lining up against, bro. No thank you. The only ones you can actually pull are the Sugar Buzz and Monster teams because the other two are locked behind the damn memory card data. But these teams are some of the hardest cards in the game to pull. It took me days of grinding the 2-minute drill and ripping packs hoping to pull them. But once you do get them, and hopefully one of the stadiums too, because you gotta pull them too, it looks like a whole different game once you put everything together. As for how good they are, I mean they got 99 everything. So they mad hard to pull, but at least you get the most broken teams in the game. Finally, there's crowd cards, but these aren't pullable at all. You gotta complete the game situation each team has in the minicamp drill mode. They're basically just random situations set to a certain difficulty where you gotta complete an objective. That's what the crowd cards actually do. They just make the crowds louder. At least that's what it says on the card. I have no clue how you use it in the game. I can't get it to pop up and I can't find no other information about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. With all the card types explained, I now gotta quickly say that once I hit around 200 cards, the fun was over. It got mad hard to pull anything new, especially any gold player cards or cheats of any sorts, let alone any of the historic or secret teams or the rare cheat cards. I mean, I'm for real hoping I'm reading this wrong, but this says 1 in 2,000. Bro, what? An offline RNG pack grind is kinda crazy. I wish there were some more ways in the game to just unlock some of these cards, like maybe beating a team all Madden, beating a certain amount of drills in total, maybe make them purchasable with a certain amount of tokens, something. This is also the second to last entry where you can actually play as some of the fantasy teams, because in Madden 04 they took them out for every console except the GameCube, but after 04 they was gone. Though the original teams were gone for good, they did reintroduce new fantasy teams thanks to the fantasy challenge mode in Madden 08. But with everything being said, even though the cards are a bit of a hassle to get, they are extremely fun to use to combine together to create the most chaotic gameplay possible.